The night was quiet, but not peaceful. Daniel lay awake, staring at the ceiling, listening to the slow rhythm of his own breathing. There was a strange comfort in the darkness, as if the dark understood him better than the daylight ever could. Morning always came too quickly. It arrived without asking, without warning, and without mercy. When Daniel opened his eyes, the light through the window looked exactly the same as it always did. Soft, pale, familiar. The clock beside his bed showed the same time it always showed when he woke up. For a moment, he didn't move. He waited. He listened. Somewhere in the distance, a car passed by. Somewhere closer, a bird made a sound he had heard more times than he could count. Nothing felt new. He sat up slowly, placing his feet on the floor, feeling the cold surface beneath his skin. Even that sensation felt expected, as if his body already knew what would happen before it happened. Daniel stood, walked toward the window, and looked outside. The street looked calm, normal, ordinary. People would wake up soon, step into their routines, and live their lives as if time were moving forward. But Daniel knew better. At first, he had told himself that life was simply repetitive. Everyone wakes up, eats, works, sleeps, and repeats. That was normal. That was human. But repetition has limits, and Daniel had crossed them without realizing when or how. The same man walked past his building every morning. The same woman argued on the phone at the same corner. The same child laughed at the same moment. It wasn't just similar, it was identical. Daniel remembered the day he stopped calling it coincidence. It was the moment he spoke before someone else did, predicting their exact words. And when those words came out of their mouth, just as he expected, a cold feeling settled deep inside him. Time wasn't moving, it was looping. At first, panic tried to take control. Daniel questioned his sanity. He wondered if his mind was breaking under pressure, stress, or loneliness. He searched for proof that this was all in his head, but the proof only confirmed his fear. Every detail repeated itself with perfect accuracy. So he started observing instead of fighting. Days stopped having names. Weeks stopped existing. Only the repeated day remained. Daniel learned every sound, every movement, every moment. He learned how long the traffic light stayed red. He learned how long it took for the coffee to cool. He learned when people smiled and when they frowned. With time, fear turned into emptiness, and emptiness turned into acceptance. There is a strange peace that comes when you realize nothing you do will change the outcome. At first, that thought feels heavy. Later, it feels light. Daniel stopped rushing. There was no reason to hurry. Tomorrow would be the same, and the day after that would be the same too. He began to notice things he had never noticed before. The way people carried quiet sadness. The way small kindnesses happened without recognition. The way anger repeated itself just as faithfully as love. And then there was her, Emma. She entered his day the same way every time. The same steps, the same expression, the same presence. She didn't know him, not really, not in the way he knew her. But Daniel had watched her long enough to understand the person she was beneath the surface. He knew when she was pretending to be happy. He knew when she was tired. He knew when she was thinking about something she never spoke aloud. Loving someone who forgets you every day changes the meaning of love. There was no future to dream about, no memories to build together. There was only the present moment, fragile and temporary. Every morning, Daniel chose to meet her again, and every morning she met him for the first time. Some days he spoke to her, Other days, he stayed silent. He learned that love didn't always need words. Sometimes, it existed simply in presence, in understanding, in quiet moments that would disappear by the next sunrise. Daniel wondered if this was his punishment, or maybe his lesson, or maybe neither. Maybe time wasn't cruel. Maybe it was precise. He thought about the past often, about choices, about moments where one decision changed everything that followed. Everyone has moments like that. Most people never realize it. Daniel had nothing but time to realize it. Somewhere in his memory, there was a moment he avoided for as long as he could. A moment that felt heavier than the rest. Slowly, carefully, he allowed himself to return to it. It was a decision made without enough thought. A choice made in fear. A moment where he had wanted time to stop. And maybe it had listened. That thought stayed with him as the day repeated again and again and again. Daniel no longer tried to escape the loop. Instead, he lived inside it. He listened more. He judged less. He learned patience in a world where patience was no longer required. He realized something most people never do. Time is valuable, not because it is long, but because it ends. And when it doesn't end, meaning becomes something you must create on your own. As the familiar night returned once more, Daniel lay down in bed, staring at the ceiling, listening to the same quiet sounds. He didn't know if the day would ever change. He didn't know if tomorrow would ever arrive. But he knew one thing. As long as the day continued, he would continue to, and somewhere inside the repeating silence of time, the answer was still waiting.